Europe-exclusive games are always weird to me. I understand that even when the game is translated in English, it still has to go through ratings and some form of localization, but I feel as though it should have been relatively easy to bring it over to the States. The Firemen is one such game that perplexes me. It's an SNES action-adventure game that, as you heard, never made it to America, which is odd considering that Human Entertainment, the people that made this game, made another game based around a disaster situation, SOS, where you need to escape a sinking ship. And that not only came out in America, it came out in the same year as the Firemen. It's just odd that this game didn't get the same treatment, but hey, at least years later with the use of ROMs and repo carts, we can finally see what the rest of the world was enjoying for so long. And so, let's see what a fraction of the world was missing out on as we reminisce on the Firemen. The game takes place in the distant future of 2010. Anyways, during Christmas time in New York, a chemical company by the name of Metrotech is having a party. But during the party, a small fire is left unattended in the kitchen, and combined with the many chemicals, ended up spreading throughout the building. In comes a team of firefighters from the D Sector Fire Brigade. This team comprised of Pete Gray and Daniel McLean, the captain and second in command, Max and Walter, who are fellow firefighters, and Winona, who contacts the group from the station and supplies them with objectives and advice, storm the building in hopes of putting out the fires and saving everyone trapped inside before the fire reaches any highly explosive chemicals and causes mass destruction. Not that kind of mass destruction. You take control of Pete, and with your partner Daniel by your side, you are tasked with putting out the fires, saving any people trapped inside, and progressing through the building. As Pete, you have an unlimited supply of water at your disposal. You can shoot this water in a downward or upward spray. Downward being more effective on fires in front of you, or just small-scale fires in general, and upward being more effective on fires out of reach, high-scale fires, and against certain dangers, like malfunctioning robots that will explode upon taking enough damage. You also have water bombs, and these are limited. You can hold up to 3 at a time, and as you'd expect, these can be used to clear up a bunch of fire. But you can also hold on to them and grab a 4th bomb. Doing this will cause you to enter hyper mode, where your water sprays are more powerful and you get a speed increase. However, one hit and you lose your hyper mode, so be careful. In terms of mobility, you can walk around, you can crawl to avoid certain dangers, and you can use the L and R buttons to lock Pete in a set direction for more precise shooting. Daniel is completely AI controlled and is dang good at his job. He'll normally stay close to you and will aid in fighting the fires with his axe, but he also unlocks doors, carries civilians out of harm's way, and is also completely invincible, leaving the challenge of the game to be purely about how well you as Pete can maneuver through the building and avoid the many hazards. Whether it's fire coming in literal waves, falling debris, the floor itself falling beneath you, or opening pressurized rooms that result in an explosion. There's a lot to keep track of, and things can get hectic fast. If you're low on health, you can recover by saving a citizen or beating a stage. Die, and you can use one of your 3 continues to continue right where you died. There's 6 stages in all, each with a boss at the end of each stage, and at the end of the game, you get a grade on how well you did in each stage. Though with that being said, I have no idea what this timer in the top left corner is actually supposed to do. I thought I would die and have to start the stage over if it ran out, but that's not the case. And even on runs when the timer ran out, I still got an A, so maybe it's just for show. Either way, the last few things I want to point out is that this is a pretty linear game, and besides putting in a code to unlock extra mode at the title screen, there's not much here in terms of replay value. That being said, I like how simple this game is and how intense stages can get. And I really like how the fire acts. It comes at you in different forms and sizes, it spreads, if left alone, it scorches up the ground. They really made it to be this destructive force that you kind of fear. Then again, it's the main thing the game is based around, so I guess it wouldn't be too crazy to some, but I think it's still pretty impressive. The Firemen is a simple game with a simple premise and some great gameplay. It might take around 2 hours to beat, and the fact that you basically fight sentient fire as boss fights is kinda absurd, but it's still a nice enjoyable experience that I recommend you try if imported SNES games are your thing. Either way, that is all I have to say about the Firemen. As always, let me know what you guys think about this game, but only if you want to. Thank you all so much for watching, be safe out there, and happy holidays guys. Take care.